Conclusion from head to heart. Quotes. Whoever you are, some evening take a step out of your house, which you know so well. Enormous spaces near your house lies where it begins. Rainer Maria Wilk, The Way In. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Yogi Berra. At the start of this book, you were reminded of a story of the troll who became a prince. His transformation occurring ever so gradually from the outside in. Keep in mind how different this story is from the run-of-the-mill fairy tale, wherein changes occur instantaneously via a wave of a magic wand or a transient gremlin. It is a troll into prince sort of process that you should anticipate if you persist in using the 7 keys. Calm over time, slow and subtle, widening and deepening. Never attempt to hurry it, and never imagine you are failing if at first you feel like you are walking about in someone else's shoes. Sooner or later, the shoes will fit. Bit by bit, the things you first understood with your intellect will seep down into the core of your heart. When that happens, you may well realize that your newfound calm, even with all of its beneficial side effects, was not an end in itself, but the beginning of a new way of being in the world. As the calm mind is assessed more and more, one's very perception alters. And when perception alters, experience necessarily alters as well. For example, much of what we take to be the hard facts of our existence are not strictly facts at all. We see an object and name its color. A green leaf, an orange butterfly, but colors do not objectively exist outside of our own brains. There is no such, quote, thing, unquote, as green or orange. There is only electromagnetic radiation vibrating at a certain frequency. The same holds true for sound. You've doubtless heard the age-old philosophical question. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? Actually, it does not. Sound itself is defined as the relationship between external vibration and the brain. Perception and what we call, quote, reality, unquote, are co-influential. When the calm mind is doing the perceiving, one sees the world as a different sort of place. It is viewed as less threatening and more hospitable, less chaotic and more meaningful. As a result of revised perception, one responds differently to that world. One becomes less defensive and more attuned, less self-absorbed and more contributory. And most wondrous of all, as a result of that different response, the world is some small but beneficial ways actually becomes a different sort of place, not just to the original perceiver, but to those who interact with him. It is interesting indeed to envision a world where the force of calm, the calm mind, has become increasingly accessible to increasing numbers of people. A place where people examine their impulses before acting on them, for instance, and where they are committed to assisting one another in unobtrusive ways. One can only imagine how enhance such a world might be. And one may even be tempted to try to figure out a way to make it all come about and to bring everyone around as quickly as possible. But here I offer a final word of caution. The desire to, quote, fix it all, unquote, is your busy mind talking again. Though using the keys of calm may benefit you, do not take it upon yourself to foist the change upon someone else who does not sense an internal readiness or manifest a significant curiosity. People need to rediscover emotional truths for themselves, or else they won't feel true at all. As a therapist or a parent, I am continually reminded of this dynamic. And should I temporarily ignore it, someone usually does me the favor of reminding me to get off my high horse. You may be tempted to proselytize, to convey, to solve things for your friends and loved ones by pestering them into using the 7 keys. Of course, people around you may notice the changes in you and may ask you how and why they came about. Of course, you can discuss your experiences to some extent, though part of it you'll find hard to describe in words. Of course, you can pass along a copy of this book, which itself merely a catalyst for change. And of course, you can offer others support and wish them luck, but you cannot change them, only influence them. And the most effective way to influence people is simply to do what you have chosen to do, and do it with the best of your ability. So go and do what you are going to, and be who you have found out you really are. Be a living example, but without becoming a bore, if you please. And the very best of luck to you.